Hi, Abby. Now, I know that you were involved in a car accident, so tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, I skidded on some ice and flipped my car twice and had to get cut out.
You had to be cut out of the wreckage. And tell us about your injuries after the car crash.
Amazingly, I came out with a slight scratch on my knee, but kind of a week later developed pain in my hip, so I wasn't really able to walk, and went to the GP and they just put it down to a bit of a ligament damage because you got thrown around in the car.
And I know that your hip injury got worse, and I think you had 2 years where you couldn't run, or you had very limited walking.
Yeah, so kind of at bad times, my walking was about 25 minutes, half an hour, without being in pain. I couldn't kind of sit up straight away. I'd have to kind of move my hip into a certain position to make sure it wasn't, otherwise I'd just fall back down again and have to readjust it so I could stand up.
So I know you had an operation and you came to Newday. You actually came to this meeting a year ago on crutches. Now, what's it like being at Newday on crutches, being on a campsite on crutches?
A nightmare. Because the ground is so uneven, that made it really difficult for walking. And just in and around the site, it was a little bit better, but just being far away and walking into the meetings every day, well, twice a day, it caused quite a lot of pain, and I was having to take regular painkillers.
So we prayed in the name of Jesus, and tell us what happened after we prayed.
Yeah, so a couple people prayed for me, and I thought, I'll just test it out. So I'd not managed to get full range of movement back in my hip, so I started lifting my knee up and moving it to the side, and I was like, oh, this is going further than it was, and there was no pain, there was no stopping it, it was fine.
And you went for a run?
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's good, let's go try running. So I went out the tent and just ran up and down, and other than being horrendously out of breath because I haven't run for so long, there was absolutely no problems whatsoever.
So you hadn't run for 2 years? Wow. Isn't this a great story? So let's just be clear. You hadn't run at all for 2 years. You were on crutches. We prayed the prayer we're about to pray, and immediately you can run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. And you've also had it checked out by the doctor?
Yeah, so I'd been seeing the physio regularly, and I told her I was going camping, and she was like, oh, you just need to be really careful, you don't want to set yourself back. So when I went for my next appointment and just walked in, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, it was really bad, but then we prayed, and then I haven't had any pain since, and she was just a bit confused and was like, oh, okay, I'll just write that down as kind of unconcluded and then just discharge me. So
you've been discharged?
I have, yes, and not been back since.
Fantastic. Well done, Abby. That's a brilliant story. Well done.